Hi folks, this is Brooks Brown with Advanced Purification, and I want to talk to you about a very important subject, Ebola. It's been in the news a lot lately. Certainly people are very concerned about this deadly virus, and they want to make certain that people are taking safeguards to keep this virus from spreading. So several things I'm going to talk about. I'm actually going to talk about a piece that the CDC has put out. I want to discuss then how some of the airlines are claiming that how they cleaned their airplanes to prevent the spread. And then I also want to talk to you about a vital tool that people should be using in sanitizing space and having a very, very effective sanitization of an indoor space, killing all biological and bacteria and viruses and chemical pollutants. But especially Ebola will be eliminated with this process. So again, first of all, I want to talk to you about a piece that I pulled right off of the CDC website. You can get it online as well. But basically, it's what the CDC claims is what you need to know about Ebola. First of all, a person that's infected with Ebola can't spread the disease until symptoms actually appear. And basically the incubation period is 2 to 21 days, but the average is 8 to 10 days. And their signs of Ebola are fever, and symptoms include severe headache, muscle pain, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, unexplained bleeding, or bruising. And also Ebola can be spread through the direct contact with blood and bodily fluids. In other words, urine, feces, saliva, vomit, sweat, and semen. The key thing about Ebola is that it is not spread through the air, water, or food. If it were, this would be a much, much more serious problem than we all perceive it to be. A couple other things too to protect yourself from Ebola. Obviously, wash your hands with soap and water frequently, or an alcohol-based sanitizer. Do not touch the blood or bodily fluids of someone that's been infected. Again, the urine, feces, saliva, vomit, sweat, or semen. And do not handle items that have come in contact with those people that are sick. And also, obviously, don't touch anybody that has died from Ebola. In addition, if you think you have Ebola or experiencing the symptoms of Ebola, you need to call ahead either your doctor or the hospital or emergency room and let them know that you're coming so that they can prepare for your arrival. That's very, very important. So those are some tips again from the CDC that you can find online. It looks like this. The next thing I want to talk to you literally is an article that I've pulled up, again, online about how some of the airlines are treating their planes that they potentially feel that they've been had a potential Ebola person on the flight. I'm not going to name the airlines, but this talks about 3 different airlines, I believe, and how their process is. This first airline, they claim that basically they went through a 4th cleaning they're talking about, which consisted of removing the seat covers and carpets in the immediate vicinity of the passenger seat in which this Ebola person sat in. And the airline will also change the environmental filters on board. I want to talk about it, first of all, cleaning the seat cover, or pulling off the seat covers and the carpets in that immediate area. You talk about a process that's very invasive. Probably also not real effective in making sure that everything that potential person touched, sneezed on, maybe they were sweating, maybe they dripped sweat on something as they're walking out of the plane. The chances they got 100% of it via standard cleaning methods, which it appears that most of them are doing, is pretty tough to be 100% sure. And I'm going to talk to you in a minute about this ozone generator, which would completely sanitize that environment 100%. Any surface area imaginable within that environment is going to be sanitized. Second of all, I'm going to continue on some of these airlines. on what they're doing. This airline also followed CDC guidelines prior to returning the plane into service the next day. The CDC's Ebola Guidance for Airlines guide, the agency says Ebola spreads through direct contact, again, touching of the blood or other bodily fluids of a person that's sick with Ebola. We've talked about that. In that same guide, the CDC also suggests cleaning upholstery, carpet, or storage compartments if they're obviously dirty. As you can imagine, if someone sneezed on something and that dried, is that obviously dirty? Or you really probably can't see it. So they're saying clean it if it's obviously dirty. And it says in the special considerations section, the CDC says special cleaning of upholstery, carpets, or storage compartments is not indicated unless they are obviously dirty from blood or bodily fluids. That scares me a little bit, folks. They should be cleaning every surface within that environment to be 100% sure it is sanitized. And that's what this machine I'm going to talk to you about here in a second will do and can do. Again, when cleaning an aircraft and any contaminated areas after a flight with a sick traveler who may have Ebola, the CDC suggests using disposable protective equipment, that's smart, while cleaning the cabin and restrooms. So obviously they're completely covered with head to toe with these protective equipment, and as they leave they're going to be stripping these off and then disposing of them so that they do not carry that potential virus out. They also says that CDC's general guide to infectious control is, obviously treat any bodily fluid as though it's infectious. That's good. Airlines will clean non-porous surfaces such as tray tables, TV monitors, seat arms, windows, and walls that are visibly soiled. Okay, makes sense. Another airline, I'm not going to say who. The cleaning process comprises of 28 steps, which meet CDC guidelines. A spokesperson wrote, "Our employees are trained on how to recognize and manage any incidents related to infectious disease. We are currently taking the extra step of reminding our team members of these procedures." Okay, and then a totally different airline is saying, "We thoroughly clean and disinfect our interiors nightly in accordance with industry regulations. This includes a top to bottom cleaning, covering a detailed checklist that includes all items in the cabin, laboratories, and galleys. The aircraft is also refreshed between flights and throughout the day and receives a heavier cleaning at regular intervals." Again, folks, I think from the way I understand it is they're going in there and physically cleaning surface areas, removing seat covers and carpet and nearby areas of which a potential infectious person was located, but they are not, I don't know this is a fact, but I suspect they are not utilizing what I'm going to talk about here. And this is an ozone generator. It's a high output ozone generator. Advanced Purification actually manufactures this unit. It's called a SanusAer ozone generator. We have two different sizes. I would recommend for larger spaces. We have a 28,000 milligram per hour output. This unit here that I'm looking at, I'm having here in front of you, actually puts out 14,000 milligrams per hour output. The general rule of thumb is for every 1,000 milligrams per hour of output can cover approximately 1,000 cubic feet. So this should be able to cover 14,000 cubic feet. In other words, it would be like 1,400 square feet with 10-foot ceilings. And then our 28,000 should be able to cover, again, 28,000 cubic feet or 2,800 square feet with 10-foot ceilings. Now, let me explain a little bit about why ozone is the best solution for this. Ozone is a gas, and it's a green technology. So we would put these units, or they could be purchased so that someone can perform this treatment. But what you would do is you would take this unit into that potentially contaminated space, and you would set it with the timer to regulate on and off multiple times during that certain time period. It could potentially be a 6-hour period, a 12-hour period, or as much as a 24-hour period. It just depends on the severity of the pollutant and the size of that area, along with the surface area. But bottom line, what ozone is, it's O3, and that third atom molecule breaks off, and it's called cell lysing. It kills the biological or chemical pollutant. In this case, it would kill the Ebola virus. Anywhere air currents travel in that space, it is going to oxidize it. So 100% of the surface areas are going to be sanitized. You don't need to go in and actually try to clean those surface areas. You don't need to remove the seat covers. You don't need to remove the carpets. This is going to take care of it. If the air can travel to that space, the gas, the ozone gas, will get to that space and oxidize it. You'll have better than a 99.999% kill rate. It's proven, it's scientifically proven. There's tons of documentation on that online, on killing E. coli and MRSA, etc., all different kinds of viruses and bacteria. So, bottom line, folks, this should be in everybody's toolbox that is dealing with the potential Ebola virus and trying to sanitize those spaces that have been compromised with someone that has Ebola. It's also great for any other viruses or bacteria or odors and whatnot. It's very safe. It's actually used. All bottled water today is sanitized with ozone. It's used in the food industry. It is a green technology, and ultimately at the end of the treatment process, this ozone is going to convert back into clean, breathable oxygen. So it'd be very, very safe. And it can be administered basically with one person and who doesn't really get into that environment in a significant way. Basically, they're carrying that in, placing it, turning, basically setting a timer, turning it on and off, and leaving. So the chances that that person is going to get infected with that virus is slim to nil, because they're not really spending a lot of time in that environment that's potentially infected. So it's a great way to take care of the problem with putting very few people at risk, and it's maximizing the ability to completely sanitize that space. So again, Brooks Brown with Advanced Purification. If you want to learn more about this, you can call us at 877-979-PURE. That's 877-979-7873. Or look us up on the web at www.SanusAer.com. That's www.SanusAer.com. Again, Brooks Brown with Advanced Purification. Folks, we're here to help people live healthier lives. Take care and have a great day.